Episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Deathwish, Hotrods and Kustoms. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. Cam, thanks for joining us on the show, though. It's cool you could hang out, as I said, on a Monday night, rainy Monday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, you played.
Well, every night's been go this weekend. This is 3 nights in a row for me. Saturday night was our launch at the Gasso, and that was pretty full on. And then last night was Kiss. Yeah.
Oh, how was that? Yeah, let's rewind that a little bit. Well, let's start at Kiss because I got how was Kiss? Was it good?
It was phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw Kiss way back in 1980, 81, whenever they were here at VFL Park. And they were tiny little specks because, I was up in the grandstands and they were in the middle of the football field.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I've seen them a few times since. But, man, I've never experienced – I think the best Kiss show I'd had was when they did a gig at the Palais here. And didn't have any pyro, didn't have any anything.
Wow.
And they were just playing songs that they hadn't played before. They were messing up songs. They were stopping in the middle. They were talking to the crowd. It's a fantastic show. But I never had a real chance to see the full spectacle. And so I treated myself. We got general admission right up the front. We were like, you felt like you could reach out and touch them. It was that close. And the heat from the pyro was just like singeing the hairs off your face. So I was reverted back to a 12-year-old kid, and it was just magical for me. I was just bouncing up and down like a fool.
That's all part of it. That's
for 2 hours.
Yeah,
man. I don't know how they do it, man. 2 hours. Jesus. I mean, those dudes are old.
Yeah, that's it. But I've never seen Kiss, and they're playing on the Gold Coast here.
They're playing up there with Tumbleweed and Wolfmother. I mean, what a show,
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And the chats are doing Guns N' Roses. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. I think I'm going to have to go see him. I'm going to have to do it. One of those things where it's if I don't, I'm going to be.
You regret it forever. I did that with Heaven and Hell when they came out.
Oh, me too.
And then Dio was gone next year or the year after or something like that, very soon after they toured here. So, Dio's my hero. And I missed out on it. I can't even remember why I didn't go, but it was probably some logistical reason. But kicking myself forever. So yeah,
I'm like that.
Shell out the dollars. Go to the gig. I mean, if you hate it, you hate
it. But I was the same with obviously Heaven and Hell, but Motorhead. When Motorhead played the Gold Coast, I was working in a call center. I hadn't worked that night, and someone called me up and they were like, "Bro, I have a spare ticket to Motorhead. Can you get your ass here now?" I was like, "Oh, work." Man, looking back at that now and how much I hated that job, I should have just gone.
You should have gone.
Guys, I got the grumbles. I'm off to go home and then go out with Lemmy, not knowing that it was going to be like the last,
Exactly. Like, again, another time where I was kicking myself. When they came around, I think ticket prices were generally like $60 for an international band. Getting up to $80 was really expensive, like a big name band. They came in with tickets at 110. And it was like, really? So I just refused to go.
Yeah.
And then they're gone. But it's interesting. Like we have a song on the album Blood Moon Blues.
Yep.
Name checks.
We're gonna get to that. Yeah.
We're gonna get to it. But there's a track called Deep in the Hole, which name checks a couple of friends of mine that passed away. Yep. Raoul was one of them. Now Raoul played in a band that I was in before Motherslug. And he was a guitarist, and he came from Venezuela. He played in a band called Ex Vicio. Now, they supported Motorhead.
Oh.
and they got stiffed. They never got paid. So Motorhead, man, whatever. Great band. I'll listen to the records, but you know what? I don't know, man. If you're charging $100 and you can't pay your support band,
yeah, that's a rabbit hole I could go right down. But let's actually go forward, no, back in time a day where you did Sunburn Light. Was it Friday?
Yeah, no, Friday and Saturday. We played the Saturday. Friday night was Religious Observers, White Horse. I cannot remember the other bands. That was on the Friday night. Saturday night continued on. And there was a bunch of bands played. We played Potion and Dr. Colossus and Smoke Witch. And it was great lineup. Great night. Good times. It was good times.
Man, and what a way to launch it. Segue. What a way to launch this new album, Blood Moon Blues. See, I'm even struggling tonight to even talk. But
you're not the first person to struggle over that title, Blood Moon Blues. I kind of pick it up and just go, yeah, Blood Moon Blues. But everyone's just stumbling over. It's a tongue twister, and I didn't even realize it's probably not a great name for an album if you can't pronounce it.
Sick name for an album, man. It is an incredible name for an album. I really, really because the thing is, the album it's a one hell of a journey, man. It's filled with all kinds of ups and downs and twists and turns. It's just a real trip. 3 records in, how's it feel to have this thing out and celebrate it at Sunburn over the weekend and play the new?
Just having it out. I mean, it's it was like a medical procedure having that thing extracted from us. It was a long, drawn-out process. I mean, on the other side of it, it was all fun. It was all good times. I mean, the recording was great. We did that 2 days at Newmarket Studio. It was fantastic. We had Matt Dawkins producing for us, assistant engineer Mike Tudorowski in there. Everything went so smoothly. It was fantastic. And that gave us the chance to just bang out a few extra songs, which is why we got 12 tracks on there. I mean, Deep in the Hole wasn't supposed to be on the album. We just recorded it in between, waiting for stuff.
Yeah.
And the second last track, the penultimate track, You, a Love Song, was also one of those songs that we just recorded in between doing other stuff on the day. And we heard the results of that. And we said, this has got to go on the album. So it wasn't supposed to be a 12-track album, but we stuffed a few of those extra ones on there that we just did for fun on the day because we were all there and we're all mic'd up and ready to go. But the whole process started a couple of years before that. Just before the pandemic hit. It's the worst timing for us because February we played a gig at Last Chance, a great bar here a great venue here in Melbourne. And it was a cracker of a show. We were all fired up. We were all rehearsed and ready to go into the studio. And literally like a couple of weeks later, pandemic and lockdown and holy shit, what's going on? And it was months. Melbourne was the most lockdown city throughout the pandemic. And we had big stretches of months where we couldn't see, we couldn't rehearse because we couldn't go, you couldn't congregate it more than 5 people at once or anything, so rehearsal rooms were closed. You couldn't even go around to other people's places, so it delayed the recording by about a year. And then when we finally got in and did the recording, locked down again. So doing the overdubs, we chose to do them at Matt Dawkins' home studio. But even going over there, it was like you couldn't travel to other people's houses. It was just a really, really long and drawn out process. It did give us time to kind of consider stuff and think about, maybe we should, whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, the tracks were recorded. It was just kind of the production and the mixing stuff that was a very, drawn out process. But I know I can't complain because, man, the end result. I keep banging the desk here. I hope there's some coming through.
Yeah, just
hit some.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think who knows if we would have done anything different or if the product would have come out different if there was no pandemic and we'd just gone straight into the studio and released it. I know we probably wouldn't have those extra tracks on there. it would have been a different thing altogether. So I don't know, bittersweet, but I think we're just so happy that it's out there now, and it was after all of that kind of build up that we can actually share it with everyone. And the response has just been epic. So many people coming back with like, "Oh, this is amazing," and all this sort of stuff. So it's made us really happy. Yeah.
It's a really good fucking album, as I was saying. And I got to say, it's got the riffage, but it's also got like the mellow and acoustic stuff as well. So when it comes back in with the heavy stuff, it's like it's an incredible, dude. Like it's such a what inspired those changes? Sorry,
to address that question, it was I think a lot of it has to do with Regan, because his first recording with us was Electric Dunes, and we had a couple of tracks on there like Serpents, where we have that nice mellow intro, and even Cave of the Last God, the last track on there's got this kind of crushingly heavy, and then it goes into this nice little bit and sort of back in. And I think we just thought they worked really well. So just more of that sort of stuff, that kind of mellow intro into the heavy, and then also the bookend pieces, which are kind of acoustic tracks there. Purely due to Regan being in the band. I mean, I think we would have tried something like that with what we were before, for sure. Yeah. So, I think a natural progression. I think we didn't really change direction very much. I mean, there are a couple of pretty old songs on there that just you wouldn't know, just because they kind of fit that form. It's almost a formula. It's not really a formula, but when you listen to a song, we're listening to a Motherslug song, you're kind of like, it's a Motherslug song, and it's got a vibe about it, it's got a feeling, it's sort of, it's Motherslug, even though it can be like Push the Venom, which is a super fast, almost like punk song, versus Misery, which is an acoustic kind of country ballad type of deal. So lots of range, but I think we just got that kind of thread running through it. It's always got that Motherslug stamp on it.
I think also the guitar tone is I don't know. It's got that signature sound, but it's something about it seems a little different this time too. Maybe a little bit more defined.
Absolutely. It's well spotted, man. Because we struggled with that on Electric Dunes, and we tracked that out at a place called Beveridge Road, and we ended up retracking a lot of the stuff at a place called Black Lodge, which used to be the old three-phase rehearsal studios. And we kind of had a lot of technical difficulties with that album. And I think it suffered at the end of the day. We had John Bartel doing the mix, and he did an absolutely fantastic job, but I think just technically it was kind of hampered by the tracking. The bits and pieces kind of come together. You wouldn't know to listen to the album, but if you compare it, if you A/B it between this one and the last one, like this one just is just we just launched it into space basically when you compare them.
There's little bits in there. I can't remember what song it was. I was mowing the lawn when I was listening to it, funny enough. And it was good for mowing the lawn too. Driving, mowing the lawn, all kinds of stuff. It was cool.
Some tracks are good for driving down the freeway. Some tracks are good for mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn, because that's when that's when I can concentrate. You know what I mean? I got the noise canceling, so I can't hear anything except me pushing this thing. But man, I gotta say, the guitar tone, there's bits and pieces where it sounds like an like an old organ run, I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, we do have there is a Mellotron in there, so
maybe that's
probably not that you're referring to, but look, Regan is a guitar wizard. I mean, he's all about the tone, he's all about the craft, and he's just an amazingly skilled player as well. But it's all about the tone. He said when he joined the band, basically you have people come up to you after the show and they're like, great show, man, that kind of stuff. And he would just have a queue of dudes. So tone. Love your tone, man. Yeah. It's just, because he's, he works on it so meticulously that I think it's great to see it appreciated, you know, and realized and appreciated, you know. So being able to realize that tone on the album, and it does have this amazing depth to it, you know. I feel like you can almost walk into the mix on Blood Moon Blues. It's so kind of spacious, without sounding separate. It's not like the bass is over there and this is over here. No, it's just got this volume, and I guess that's up to Matt Dawkins as well, because he's another wizard that you know, where we were just super stoked to have on board and produce the album and do the mix, and you know, put so much extra time in, way more than we could pay him to actually do, you know, to lift it to that quality level. So amazing stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my God, I think I lost you. You're frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Connection is unstable, mate. It's Monday night. Of course, I'm unstable, mate. I haven't gotten through the week. But am I motion? I am motionless. Okay, so
yeah, all good.
I was gonna ask you about, you know, obviously the title and the cover. When I hear the title, it sounds, you know, doomy, dark, and then you got the cover, which is like the pony or the horse eating the which I love. But I mean, what's the story there? What's the concept?
What's going on, man? Why are you?
I need to get in there, man. I need to know what's going on.
Well, we did have a few titles kicking around for the longest time that I guess I just placeholder. Then we didn't really, you know, I'm banging a desk again. We didn't really nail anything that we were super happy with. And I don't know where I came up with Blood Moon Blues and was just like, oh, wow, that's so cool. That sounds really great. And, you know, and it kind of had a little bit of meaning to me because with the 2 previous Blood Moons, bad shit's been happening in my life. That's kind of the omens that's supposed to happen or whatever, but you know, everyone has bad shit happening. It coincides or not, whatever. But I thought, you know, yeah, all right, let's play on that. And Blood Moon Blues. And it didn't kind of click to me until afterwards that it's literally just Blues for the Red Sun would be Blood Sun Blues. And this is Blood Moon Blues, or Blues for the Blood Moon. So it was like, it's not really that original, is it? Anyway, but we freaking love the title, so that's super cool. But the photography, I think, for a start, we decided that we'd actually go with photography rather than graphic art, which we're all enamored with the graphic art style when we started out, and we had lots of cool graphics, and we'd find you know, artists that we'd really admire.
Yeah.
Get them to do T-shirts for us and or posters or whatever, you know. But over the years, I think it just became almost a cliche. It's very, you know, I mean, the artwork is still great, but it's just like every band has got amazing artwork, and you kind of can't really differentiate yourself if you just go with that kind of style.
Yeah.
So we thought, photography is going to set us apart there. And then just a matter of looking for what sort of imagery we wanted to have on there. I was looking through Jason Vassallo's folio work, and he kind of just travels around like regional, rural Victoria, and takes photos of like old falling down farmhouses and lonely trees on hills. And for the longest time, we had this black and white photo of this cow on a hill with one tree on it, and it was like miles away. And it was just desolate, you know. It was like, yeah, that kind of sits really well. But again, it was that thing of like, well, it's a really great image, but if we put that on an album cover, for start, it was black and white. It was like, how many black and white albums do you actually own? Like, how many albums do have a black and white cover? Because I couldn't find any. I probably got 2 or 3 in my whole collection, and I was like, all right, well, probably need to go with color. And then just looking through, and that horse image popped up, and it was like, all right, that really just took my attention just straight away. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe we can use this. And it put it to the rest of the band, and they were like, yeah, that's really cool. You know, I mean, it's a great image, and it's just such a hairy, dreadlocky horse. You know,
he's such a stoner doom horse. He's like the most famous horse.
Exactly.
Dude. But it reminds me of like, you know, it's like that old 90s sort of imagery where it's like the bands like you know.
So there's a couple of albums that tweet to me was like Pearl Jam's got the Go for Ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, on it. And then probably closer to you know fans of ours is Adam Hart Mother, Pink Floyd.
Oh yes, yes, of course, yeah. So I love that
so
stuff.
it's like, oh yeah, no, that actually kind of fits really well, you know.
Are you gonna have it on shirts?
Exactly, they're on the way.
With the horse?
They're on the way with the vinyl, with the CDs, with everything else. Nothing set. So basically, yeah, we played a launch with nothing to launch. We launched everything digitally, right? So it's out there for people to listen to and stuff. But we didn't have any product to sell basically on the Saturday night. So it was just a matter of you know, watching us play basically.
But hey, man, like it's that time. It's hard. It is hard at the moment to get stuff. Like, did you find
the shipping's insane? So it's everything takes longer, and there's delays and la-di-da. I mean, we put in an order for the vinyl like way ahead of time, and we got a bit messed around. So we had to go with a different supplier, and even looking at their stuff, we're like, oh, we got 4 months. No, it'll be fine. We'll still get it here in time. And no, actually speaking to a human at the place, the supplier, they basically said, no, it's like 23 weeks or something rather. So it's like 6 months. It's like a 6-month wait for vinyl. So it should arrive. We actually got the test pressing last week.
Yeah, nice.
And had a bit of a listen, and it's all good. So thumbs up for that. And it's about 6 weeks on a slow boat from wherever the hell they're pressing them to us. And they're following that. There's going to be because I mean, the other thing is, all right, so we get vinyl here. Cool. We've got vinyl in Australia. And how much does that cost to ship it overseas? A small fortune, So we've actually got a label over in the US, No Slip Records, who's doing a vinyl release for the US. So we hope to just be shipping around Australia for the ones that are arriving here. And then I think the US ones probably won't arrive until December. But, at least they don't have to pay through the nose. They're also just the prices in here in Australia for vinyl are insane, like $60-$70 for an album.
It's true.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, crazy. I went to buy something the other day and I had to stop myself, and I was so sad. It was like, man, it hurts, because I'm a recent vinyl dude. I got a player for my 40th last year, and I've just been vinyl mad. And man, it hurts. Like here,
it does. I mean, most of the vinyl that I own is like all in the bookshelf behind me there. It's all, I'd say, like 90% of it's secondhand.
Yeah.
It's all like from op shops or secondhand vinyl stores or whatever. So rarely buying brand new vinyl, but those prices were just over the top. They're just insane, and it's just like Fleetwood Mac album or something. Right? Like, what the? Just going to pay $70 for that, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, man, I know. I've fallen down that rabbit hole. I went to get it was the first Garbage album, like one of my favorite albums. And I was like, I picked it up and I've been looking for it, and then I was like, I put it back down, and I was like, oh man, like, I just had to adult.
Just walk away.
Fade away. Now I'm kicking myself. But, it's just the way it is at the moment. But, getting vinyl in and everything like that. But this is an album that I definitely get. Yours.
You might have some insider information being up on the Gold Coast. There's a new record plant just opened up in Brisbane, apparently.
Yeah, man. Heaps of people are talking about it. The name slips me. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
I can't remember what it is, but a good friend of mine messaged me about it today and said, hey, when you guys want to do your vinyl, you should hit these dudes up. So that's cool. We need more of that stuff. I mean, I'd love to do a plant myself, but you know, I can barely make toast in the morning, let alone vinyl. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see how we go. But I want to get I want to get this album. I want to get, you know, Blood Moon Blues. See, I said it
Yeah.
right, on vinyl because I think it's perfect for it.
It is. Well, unfortunately, like, as we're talking, it's like 12-track album. There's lots of music on there. I think it's just a little over an hour or a bit over an hour. Way over an hour. I don't know. There's a lot of music on there anyway. We couldn't obviously fit it all on vinyl. It was too short for a double, way too long for a single. So we actually had to cull some tracks.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
I think it's I think, you know, the choice that we've made for which songs made the cut on the vinyl are you know, highly appropriate, and it's a great listen. I mean, it still really flows really well. It still has that little roller coaster ride of, you know, the ups and downs and stuff. But yeah, it just doesn't go for an hour because you're limited to like 20 minutes aside, you know, well, preferably 18, you know. But yeah, I think we were pushing 20 to 21 minutes because, you know, it's a bit lengthy. But yeah, you know, that's the way. Yeah, lots of people looking for the vinyl, looking forward to the vinyl.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the vinyl. I think it'd be awesome just to get some. But yeah.
I'm gonna be one of those people. But hey, your debut gig was, I believe, was it 29th February 2012, the Cherry Bar. So that's, you know, 10, just a little over 10 years ago. Did you guys celebrate that as a milestone or anything like that?
Not at all.
Hey, all right. That was just like, man.
Yeah, look, I think well, I noticed like there's another band, King Parrot, who's celebrating their 10th anniversary. They pretty much start up. King Parrot, you know King Parrot. What?
No, just yeah, they're not a King Parrot. Also, Australian staple, man.
Yeah. Exactly. So you know, they started around the same time as us, and I noticed they're doing like 10th anniversary gigs and stuff going on and whatever. But, you know, the last year or so has just been such chaos in terms of like gigs and promotion and that kind of stuff that we've just, you know, hit and miss, even like for the launch. So that gig that we played at Saturday was 18 months since we played the gig before.
Dude.
So it was June or July in 2020. Man. So we had a gig lined up in 2021 and we got COVID. And the week before the gig, pull out, got Mammoth's Throne to fill in. And, you know, even this time around, couple of us got COVID, and it was a real touch and go whether we were going to be clear to get in and play the gig.
Wow.
So when things like that happen, you're just like, how much promo can you do? How much money can you throw at stuff? I think it's almost going sort of back to like almost a spontaneity type thing. It's like, oh, hey, in 2 weeks we're going to play a gig. Hey, you know, everyone come. Rather than, you know, a full sort of 2-3 months of promotion and being on the radio and do this and to get everyone woo, 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 and then you get COVID and you can't play the gig. So, I think that's going to change the music scene in general. But it's really had a big impact on us, you know, just the amount of gigs we're playing. It's just, I mean, one every 18 months. It's not fantastic. So yeah, we haven't been keen to go in and, you know, gung ho and celebrating 10th anniversaries and all that kind of stuff. Because even launching the album, I mean, we did have the album ready, you know, probably 6 months before we released it, but we're still in the depths of COVID then. And it's like, literally, what would you do? You launch the album, but you can't play a gig, you can't tour, you can't. What do you do?
It's tough.
So, you know, I think it's put the kibosh on a lot of stuff. For bands, but you know, look, it's only looking better and better these days, and we're hoping that next year it's going to be much freer and easier to get out and do some stuff. And hoping to jump on some festivals and some lineups and stuff next year. I know even later this year we've got a video coming out. We've got the vinyl will be arriving. We'll have CDs, T-shirts, even all that kind of stuff. So there's got to be some kind of avenue where we can get these out to people and play a gig and do some stuff. But it's nothing locked down at this point in time.
We'd love to see you up here.
Oh man, we'd love to get up there. I mean, the last time we went up there was Sludge on the Seas.
Oh, wow. We
played with Piston Fist, who I noticed has got an interview up there with those guys.
Jeff,
rock,
bro.
Man. But
Best dude.
So yeah. We played with them and goddamn, who was the headlining band? I can't remember. We played on a boat.
Yeah. Was it Evil Eye?
Evil Eye, yes. Yeah, who were awesome.
Black Swamp.
Yeah, man, what a night. That is insane. Like every time we go to Brisbane, it's absolutely killer. I mean, people go off up there. It's amazing, it's such a joy to play to crowds up in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. It's just maniacs.
Have to play Moe's. Have you played Moe's on the Gold Coast?
Nah.
Moe's Desert Clubhouse? Man, you got to do that.
No, I think the times before that we played with we're playing Rise of the Rift. We were playing with Hobo Magic in Fortitude Valley. I can't remember the name of the venue. And then before that was Beetle Bar, I think.
Oh yeah, I love the Beetle. I think they changed name, but that was
it changed name. But man, that was a great venue.
Yeah,
that was a super cool venue. Yeah.
But Moe's on the Gold Coast, man. Next time you're up, you're gonna have to shout out to Christian from Moe's and Beats Cartel, raddest dude. You gotta, man.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dude, you love it. You got the big screen, and it's such a sick venue. We're pretty lucky to have that down here. But
it'd be wonderful to get up there, man.
Yeah, we can't wait, man. We can't wait. But of course, I mean, what else is coming up? You got the video clip. 2023 is looking big. What about international? You something you guys want to jump over the pond?
Well, we would love to, but I think that all hinges on possibly some talks that we're having with some labels to sort some stuff out, because I don't think you can go overseas without serious promo. I mean, in our early days we would just get in the van and go, and we'd travel to Adelaide, we travel to Brisbane, we went to Sydney, we went to Canberra. Varied success because no one knows who you are. They just roll up, and and it's hit and miss whether you travel 8 hours in a van with 4 or 5 people and you get out and play a gig and there's no one there. I mean, we could have done that in our own backyard. We didn't need to drive across the country to do that.
Yeah.
So I think it really hinges on doing the promo first and making sure that people actually give a shit before you go there, So particularly for overseas, because we can get a gauge on what's happening in Brisbane, who's up there, what's that, but if it's South America or Europe or something like that, we haven't a clue. We don't know what we're doing.
You don't. That's definitely
an alleyway and mugged or anything.
It's not necessarily the thing you want to do in a band, fly in an alley. How was the tour? It's good.
It's just where's the stage? Oh, it's just down that alley, man.
Yeah.
Take all your expensive gear down there.
No, I don't know. Is that a still thing? Flick night? I don't know. But,
it probably is.
In Europe.
If it's not, it should be.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. Now we're going to go to Europe and everyone's going to be like, like I saw that interview and you're like, no, man.
Yeah. Like they were all spitting on Johnny Rotten. It's like, that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah. No, leave the flick knives at them. But brother, it's been awesome hanging out with you on the show tonight, man. We will have all the links down here where you can get Blood Moon Blues, which is such a killer fucking album, man. I can't stop raving about Sid Dicey. Said it over. I was like, yeah, it's pretty sick. And I'll have to get a vinyl when it comes down here for sure. But man, thank you very much for hanging out on a Monday night, rainy Monday night.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Black mug. But I just got this one. I wish it was beer. But dude, hey, we'll have to do this again sometime, huh?
Sure thing. Thanks so much for having me on, and it's been great chatting with you.